Have you ever met someone and you're like, why are you in my life? Like, why are you here? Why do I have to deal with you? And I always tell my kids this too, like, sometimes we meet people and we need to learn a lesson about something, whether that's our own energetic boundaries and like what we have control over and how we want to feel about someone or whatever. So a lot of times when I meet someone and I find their personality is like it creates some friction between my personality or whatever it is, one, I do get annoyed and sometimes I complain about it to my loved ones and my friends a little bit, you know. And it's not that I'm like super mad, but sometimes I just really think it's funny to make observations about people in safe environments. Um, but then after I get over it and I stop complaining, I usually sit and I reflect for sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes I know exactly what it is I need to learn, and sometimes it takes a long time. But this person in particular, it took me a long time to figure out. I'm like, why are you in my life? Like, what did I do? What what have I done to attract this type of energy into my life? What do I need to learn? Because there's always a lesson in everything. And I finally figured it out. Because I've been doing art for 5 years. And this year was really exciting because I got to transition from a classroom support position at a school to supporting our art teachers, and it's a super fun job, and I get to like go all over the district that I work in, and I get to like work with students, help them with their art projects. I get to be like that person on the sideline that's like, yeah, you can do it, and like help them problem solve. And like I was saying yesterday, not that you were there, but like I was saying yesterday, like sometimes art can be fun, but also sometimes art can be challenging. And that's where I come in to help your students is I'm there to support them and help them through those sticky moments and just like help them get, because like sometimes we think about how we want our art and it just doesn't turn out how we want it, and that can be really frustrating. So it's to help build endurance in students to help them, express themselves. Anyways, I have this person in my life and I'm like, oh my god, like I can't. And then what I realized is this person is there to reflect to me how much I've grown as an artist, like where I'm at, like the authority I have as an artist, because I've been doing this for 5 years part time, and sometimes I feel like a newbie, sometimes I feel like a beginner still, and like I feel like there's just it's almost like the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know. So like when I first started, I had this blind enthusiasm, blind confidence, and I started learning. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much to learn in the art world. There's all of these things and these nuances and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And it's like you can only learn so much in a day. And so sometimes I have that imposter syndrome and I'm like, I'm still not good enough. I still have so much to learn. I still need to work on this and that. And then this person comes, they have a position of authority. They're supposed to be, this person that knows stuff about art. They're teaching art and all of this stuff. And I'm like, I'm in the back of the room as the support. And I'm over there thinking, like, no, that's not how you do that. Or no, that's not what that means. Or like, I'm not understanding what they're trying to get across because I think they're also still in the process of learning about art themselves. And so I think that's what it came down to for me is that I needed that person that was an amateur, but also in a position of authority to teach art to reflect to me as like, yeah, you are good enough. Like you do still have a lot to learn and it's good to be humble, but you still have learned so much that it's okay to like have these strong opinions because you have studied stuff. And that's the other thing. I'm like, I think part of it is just I have really strong opinions about what I think art education is, what I think art education should look like, and like what education, like how do we interact with students in general, because I'm a very like, I don't want anyone in my art class to leave feeling like they have failed or that they couldn't figure something out, because I really think it's just the more we practice, the better it gets. And so my job is, if it's not turning out the way they want, or if I think it could be better, it's to guide them on how to make it better and not just be like, oh, you did it wrong, right? So, anyways, sometimes we get in these situations where we have to be around someone that it really does cause a lot of friction, and it's good to learn how to create your energetic boundaries and not let them live in your head rent free, but also to learn the lesson. And it took me several months to figure it out, but I am so glad I got there, because now like knowing that and knowing like what it's reflecting back to me is so, it's just so much easier to work with that person now, because now I see like, okay, I see that, I get it, I get the point, I get the lesson. I'm not meant to be in this job for a super long time. It's meant to be a moment for me of transition, and it also provides me with some stability because I have this like stable income coming in from that while I'm still actively pursuing my art career. But it also has given me so much more confidence in like being able to sit here and talk with you guys and be like, yeah, I do know what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, I can teach this stuff, I can talk about this stuff, it's okay. You're smart enough. You've put in your hours, you've learned the technical skills, you've studied, and there's so much more to study, but it's okay. You've learned enough to at least bring people to the next step. So, cheers. I'm going to leave that there. Once again, getting too deep, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video. And hey, if you want to support me, my website down below.